Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Hello and welcome to Quick Sharp Reviews. Today's review is going to be about Sam Raimi's 2009 horror slash thriller slash comedy flick Drag Me to Hell, and I'm going to give you my thoughts on one of my favourite films, so please join me. Drag Me to Hell follows a loan officer who is cursed by an old woman who she denies a loan extension to and takes away her house. Now, the old lady puts a curse on the young woman and hijinks ensue. She has 7 days from the curse to try and break the curse. She goes to all sorts of manner of colourful characters, including a very funny slash scary, weird, gross end scene, and it's just nuts. This film is absolutely nuts. It's crazy, it's fun, it's wacky, it's outrageous. It's like Funhouse with Pat Sharp. It really, really is. It's just, you don't know, if you haven't seen the film, obviously this is a dodgy statement anyway, you just don't know what to expect from the gore to the graphics to what's going to happen next, and it is at moments genuinely scary, and a lot of those scary moments come from the old woman who she denied the loan to. So all the way through she's trying to break this curse. She got her boyfriend trying to help her as well, and Sam Raimi is definitely back on form here, obviously better known for his portrayal of Spider-Man, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, throughout the first 3 of those films, obviously coming to a really bad conclusion in Spider-Man 3, and obviously never directing another Spider-Man film again. But that led him to this, which is great because this one is 10 times better than Spider-Man 3, going all the way back to his 80s horror roots in Evil Dead, and this is a massive nod to that. I'm hoping that somewhere down the line, because he's not really picked any more of these kind of films up, which is a damn shame because he's really, really good at doing these kind of films. I would have hoped that he would have set up his own studio by now and done some really like Hammer horror type stuff with his ability to shock, disgust, make people laugh, and just craziness, really, just general craziness ensues in all of his horror comedy films. Even The Evil Dead, which is perceived to be a serious horror film, is just nutty, which is why he basically remade the first film in the second film but made it completely wacky instead. You know, it came out of the blue in 2009. We weren't expecting anything from Sam Raimi, and certainly not expecting anything like this. I am so glad he did it. I went to go and see this film in 2009 in the cinema with my mate Mike, and we just sat and laughed. We were jumping out of our seats at one point, and then at some points, and then others, we were just creasing ourselves with laughter, and that was throughout the whole cinema, when cinemas had more than 3 people in them due to COVID. Lockdown blues, eh? That was a long time ago, 11 years ago, 12 years ago now really. But yeah, it's one of the best horror comedies I've seen, and still remains to be. There's been lots of other horror comedies coming out since. Tucker and Dale stands out and things like that, but this one is probably the best, in my opinion, the best horror comedy post 2000. Millennium horror comedy, Drag Me to Hell. I would suggest you go and watch this one because it is that darn good, from the setup to the story to the the heartache felt by the main characters, and just the general scares and the gore and the craziness. It's just one giant pot of gumbo that you want to just keep on watching. It's so good. It's so good. I mean, it's one of those films that in normal times you get people round, you get some beers, get some pizza, and you just sit and laugh at this film because it is so darn good. Realise that's not much of a review, it's more of a thing of my perspective on this movie, and I'm sure there's people that don't like this movie as much as I do, but I think this is an absolute horror comedy gem, and I am imploring you to go and watch it if you've not seen it already. Absolutely love this film. The comedy is on point, everything is great about it. Absolute blast from start to finish, and yeah, apart from a few plot holes, of course there's Shaun of the Dead as well, but obviously that's the best British horror comedy, and this is the best American horror comedies, because I have to have two different pots there because I don't know if I could choose between them, but there's definitely a different type of humour to each one. But my final verdict on this one is don't miss it, because if you do, you'll kick yourself, and it's just great. It's really, really good film. That is Sam Raimi's Drag Me to Hell. It's even got a talking goat. But that is my review of Drag Me to Hell. I thank you very much for watching quick shot reviews for Cheap Shot Entertainment. Don't forget to like, subscribe and do all the YouTubey type stuff. We're going to continue doing movie reviews right through lockdowns and beyond. And I'll see you next time, Cheap Shot Nation. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.
Hiya.